Have you ever wondered what goes inside your vape? Today we're visiting a nicotine vaporizer company right here in Bao'an, Shenzhen, China. And actually 80% of the world's vapes are manufactured right here in this district. Stick around.
Don't do it.
So we're here in the assembly line. What I'm holding right here is the core assembly of the vape. So minus the electronics and the battery, this is pretty much the whole thing. This right here is the bottom seal of that assembly. And this sort of straw here is to basically channel the negative pressure down to the pressure sensor that is eventually going to activate the heating element that's in here. I'm just going to push the foam out of the tank here. So again, this is going to be really sort of permeated. This will get filled with the vape fluid. So there's this spongy foam in there that acts as the medium that holds that. This little assembly here. And this tube contains the heating element and then the wicking material. And there are 5 layers of wicking material in here that are woven in different directions, right? And together, they basically maintain a density differential between the foam and the inner area where the heating element is to regulate the flow, the inward flow of that vape fluid. This right here, when you run a voltage through it, is going to get hot enough to vaporize the fluid around it, which will be contained in that wicking material wrapped around it. And essentially, it's like boiling water turning into steam. Another thing that's pretty interesting is how they come up with the new flavors here. So they basically mix together a bunch of different ingredients that they think are good candidates, then vote on them and see which ones they enjoy most. So what we have here is a filling station, and this machine is basically precisely measuring out a quantity of the fluid, a volume of the vape fluid, and it's being injected into that foam using the needle here. And you can see here that they're using a scale to confirm that it has been filled to the necessary level. So you might be wondering how the vape knows when you're inhaling. And the way it does is there is a very simple pressure-activated switch in the device. And here I'm just going to pop it out of this rubber housing there. So this is basically a pressure sensor, and when you inhale, that reduces the pressure through the straw, and that turns on, that allows power to flow to the heating element and then vaporizes the vape fluid. So a very simple mechanism. They've soldered some longer leads onto here, and so this is the soldering station. So you can see these guys here are soldering the battery to the rest of the assembly. So the charger and the pressure sensor have already been installed. So before the enclosure gets sealed up, they put in this little spacer, and then you can see this is the first functional test that's applying pressure at the bottom, right? Which is equivalent to suction from the top, right? Just to see if it activates, make sure everything is soldered properly. And then at this next station, the ones that have passed go into a little press, and that seals the enclosure shut. What exactly is this machine testing?
I think it's the pressure and how many seconds it smokes out the air by using that.
So this step kind of blows my mind. Our friend here is testing each one of them. I'm not sure if it's for taste or volume or I'm not sure precisely what. I'm also curious if he is inhaling or if it's like a cigar, just quick taste test and exhale.
这些都没问题吗？你一天大概能测多少个？
一天大概要测平均7、8千吧，
7、8千，多的时候呢？
多的时候就1万多。
你自己平时抽吗？那你下班之后还抽吗？
下班之后。
1到5美金吧。短期应该不会，因为这可能是一个对于香烟的一个迭代品，对我们来说，我觉得未来其实这是个大趋势。
就是需求不断，尽管它有各种各样的规范性，它只会说顺着需求来，而不是说
对。这当然。其实，在英国一个很权威的一个公共卫生一个平台，THE 吧，我记得是，已经做过很多的测试，它证明电子烟是比卷烟要健康98%以上，这是有很权威的，就是在网上可以查得到。现在基本整个电子烟来说呢，应该是美国，它占整个市场的50%以上。对，中国其实监管是最严的，
全世界都是最严的。
对。其实工厂端其实也是围绕整个大环境去设计一些产品，包括现在英国啊、欧洲那边已经开始重视了一个污染这个问题，所以我们在后续的一些产品呢，可能会用到一些更环保的一些材质，去做烟的一个机身啊，以及说更多可能就是说。换弹式啊、大弧数啊、重复注油的产品，可能也是未来我们一个发展的方向。就像对于某些岗位，我们是必须它要会从电子烟品控啊、你口味测试啊、调香啊，对吧？同一个口味，但是有一些很细微的不一样的东西，我会问他这个跟这个它的区别在哪里，看他会不会抽得出来。比如说这个微凉，或者这个稍微有一点。尾调啊、发火啊什么之类的一些很细微的东西，我们会给到他去抽。大货出货前，我们上下其实都是有做一些密封处理，而且出厂前我们都会经过很多测试，有高低温啊、高低压呀，然后震动啊、海运的就延误啊之类的。
One thing that you might have noted is the overall sort of lack of automation on this assembly line, and that these are being hand assembled. And that's because there's such a variety of designs and closure designs that it would be very difficult in terms of each one would require custom tooling to automate the assembly. So because there's so much changeover in terms of what's being assembled on these lines, it doesn't make sense to build machines. Humans are more versatile, more adaptable, right? It is worth noting that there is a final sterilization step that happens before the vapes get packaged up and sent out for consumers to purchase. Now, overall, you might be ambivalent about what this factory produces and how it's producing it. If you're not already a nicotine addict, don't vape. It's not worth having a dependency. So, yeah, stay healthy.